Hi everyone, welcome again to another devlog from Thrive Heavy Lies the Crown. Just a reminder that Thrive is a medieval fantasy city builder featuring real-time combat and weighted decision making. You are a ruler in a strange new land where every choice and action leads you towards a path of benevolence or tyranny. Thrive is a game that can be played solo, co-op, or competitively. And if you've been joining us through the last few devlogs, I'm just going to show you some new things we've been working on, and let's get started. The first thing I want to show you is this black background here is not just the background. It is also the fog of war that we've added to the game. So, as you can see, we have the two-tiered fog of war that has the light gray, which shows where you've been, but will not show enemy units eventually. And the black background is where you have not been yet. So it kind of hides the map and will give you some feeling of exploration when you're discovering the new worlds, and also being able to help other enemies to move covertly throughout the map. We've also added a new wall building system. So previously, we would build walls and you'd have to build each individual section. That was a bit cumbersome, so we added the feature where you can build them more like roads now. So you can drag the wall however long you'd like it. You can put one bend in it per click, and it basically shows you which way the wall is facing, so you know how it's going to look when you click the button. So I just built a bit of a wall there. And it automatically puts in these little towers with the ladders, so units can have access to the entirety of the wall. Archers can go up there and shoot down on enemy targets. The next thing I'd like to show is we have unit functions now. So each different military unit has 3 different functions. They're all the same, like the same functions as you move. Similar to other RTS style games, there is an attack where you can move your units. I can show you here. So I'm going to select these spearmen and swordsmen. I'm going to move them by clicking the attack button to this position up here. And instead of just running by units and getting killed or having them follow you, they will engage the units, fight them, and then continue on to their target. So it's attack and move, basically. So now that they've defeated those units, they are going to move to the target you've designated. I'll just move them back here. And you can see them uncovering the fog of war as they move as well in their line of sight. Another feature is the defend. Defend is defending a target. So I have a caravan here. If I select the horseman and I click defend this unit, they will now follow this unit around, protecting it from any kind of enemies that would try to attack it or cause harm. Or if you just want to have them give them protection as the caravans travel on the map, or other units as well later on with the catapults or anything else. So you can just control the caravan and the units will follow behind. The last function is the patrol. So depending on where your units are standing now, you can select patrol, click on a spot, and they will move back and forth between the position they were and the position that you have chosen. And they'll just keep moving back and forth. Kind of gives you a way to protect a larger area if you're worried about it. Oh, I see. Since they were already in the defend mode of the caravan, that's their home spot. But if I make these guys patrol, they'll just go between the 2 spots. We've also streamlined how do you create units. So when you go to the armory and you have units to create, in the past we were a little bit more detailed. You would have to select the actual individual person and it was a little bit more complicated. So now we've just made it more, again, streamlined. You just select the unit swordsman. I can make, depending on what my resources are, it tells you the costs at the bottom under training costs, and it tells you their statistics under of what their damages and defense will be when you create them. So you click the button 2 or 3. The units grab people from town, so you can see now that I've created 3 swordsmen. 3 swordsmen will come. This is how do you set the rally point. So I've set it here already, but you can move it around if you want. So I can move the rally point to where the units will move to. And once the units get to the armory, they will start being trained. And after they're trained, they will move to the rally point. Just wait for one guy to be made here. Almost done. Now that we have this unit created, we've also added kind of like a rock, paper, scissors just to individual units. So swordsmen are more effective against spear units. So at the bottom here, you can see it tells you the bonus effective against swords units and what the bonus is. If I go up to the horsemen, say, they're effective against sword units. And if I go to the spearmen, they're effective against cavalry units. So they get a little bit of a bonus so that units, you can have if somebody has a large horse army, you can build spearmen to help protect from that, and vice versa between all the units. So it gives a little bit more depth between the combat. So here we have a small battle opportunity between Benevolent and Tyrannical. I've set up both the Tyrannical and Benevolent side advanced units. These units will be available in the Endgame. Each team has unique units, uniquely skinned and with unique abilities. On the Benevolent side, over to the west, we have the front line of champions. They incorporate Walgrim crystals within their sword and shield and armor. The second row are the knights. They are the more advanced melee swords units just from the basic neutral ones. The third row is the heavy spearmen. The fourth row are the heavy cavalry with the benevolent looking armor and the melee units on top. And the last row are the longbowmen, which are unique to the benevolent team. Over to the east, we have the unique tyrannical unit, the berserker, which is infused with Walgrim crystals and has mutated. The second row are the berserker class, which is the advanced melee unit. They carry an axe. The third row are the heavy spearmen. The fourth row here are the heavy cavalry with unique riding mounts and the melee unit on top. And the last row are the crossbowmen, which again are unique to tyrannical. So we're going to stage a little battle here where the tyrannical faces off against benevolent, and we'll see the outcome of that. And here we go. And looks like benevolent is doing some good damage with their longbowmen. And I think benevolent might take this round. So there we go. There's an example of what endgame battle might look like. Here I am just outside of Wormaxa, which is the main enemy kingdom in the land of Nysamor. I can give you a little flyby here. This is their kingdom. It's very large. I doubt I have an army to defeat the whole kingdom, but we're going to see what damage I can do. This is their main enemy quarters, where if you attack this and do enough damage, you will be able to control it and then control their town as well. So right now they have a large force. I'm going to try to move into the east side here, destroy part of the wall, and then see if I can get in and do a little bit of damage with the force that I have here. So first I'm going to take the paws off, and I'll take my catapults and see if I can do some damage to the walls, because units definitely don't do as much damage to walls. Catapults are firing away. If I can destroy the gate. Catapult aside here. See if I can rush in with some units here. Their catapult now is starting to defend the territory. My catapult took care of him. Horses laid back here to swoop in at the end, try to clean up some guys. See if we can get there in time. Catapults that destroy me. Oh, I did a little bit of damage, but Ormaxa was victorious. The last thing I'd like to show you is some of the map updates we've been working on. Previously, most of the map was flat, just to help with just the way we started out, and we've slowly been adding terrain features to the map to make it more difficult for attackers to enter other people's provinces, and easier for defenders to kind of have choke points to defend by. So as you can see, coming up from the river here, we have a nice little mountain system. This whole province is almost an island, so the only access by land would be through this entrance in the front here. And different provinces will have different features, such as, mountains, or the whole province is raised, or I know over here we have a river system coming in, which helps block off this side from the would-be attackers. And like I said, this will just help with strategy for both offense and defense, giving players the opportunity to not have to defend the entire square, but focus their armies in certain areas, and should give the attackers a little bit to work out, instead of just being able to come enter the province from any which angle they'd like to do. But yeah, we'd like to thank everyone for checking out the latest devlog. I hope to see you in the future for more, and we look forward to release. Thank you very much.